Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to an episode of FPL. Don't panic. We're not quite at the end of game week 14. I wish we were. Just before any more damage is done. Lordy. Where do I begin? Let's start with the biggest thing that's on my mind. Is the new always captain Haaland turning into the always captain Salah? That was a mixed, well, it wasn't mixed emotions. Every point that he gained was dropping me by thousands. Yeah. So I'm not going to be the only one out there feeling pain. But yet there's more pain. Like last game week, just pretty much every 50-50 decision I made in the lead into the game week came off. This week only one came off. And that was right at the beginning, where I had to make a decision between Fabianski and Henderson. I went with Henderson, and a very surprised clean sheet. And I based that decision just in the just before deadline. I just looked, okay, who scored the most goals? Ipswich or Leicester? Okay, Leicester. I'll go with the fixture against Ipswich and got my clean sheet, which was proven the right decision given what happened in the other match. Was it Leicester? Was it get 3? Anyway, that's by the by. Great start, good mood. And then this morning I actually started my live stream. Very excited, actually finally managed to get my live stream going. There was only a couple of us in there, but we had a great chat and a great laugh and talked about football and solved all the problems of the world. Apart from our FPL challenges, as both of us had the armband on Salah. And man, what a player. What a player. Anyway, we live, we learn, we go on. So it's just going to be a quick review of where I'm at. I've only got one player to come tomorrow. I am definitely going to be on a red arrow. How big that red arrow will be, we are yet to tell. That's showing 51 points at the moment. It is actually 55. If I go to, we'll just run through it here, then I'll go to live scores. Yeah, Henderson, grand. Konza, decent home fixture. And of course, they found a way to concede. I guess my only consolation there, would be in terms of having taken Wizard and Boomo out. Don't score at home, and don't score away. And sure enough, they didn't. So at least my strategic moves haven't completely backfired, in that the players that I had didn't do anything anyways. Just a shame that Konza couldn't have held on, because honestly, every point that was from a differential, which Konza would be classed as, counted. Then we move into Gabriel. No Gabriel. Oh, Gabriel. We'll wait for updates on that. I guess how precautionary that leave him out was. I can't imagine it could have been that precautionary in a big game against United. But Arsenal obviously got the 2-0. Timber, who had been under serious consideration for that game week as one of my transfers in, came in with a goal. Yeah, anything and everything that could go wrong, especially as a United fan. Oh, sorry, and Ahmad dropped to the bench as well, who was coming in as a sub off of my bench, because we'll get through the two players that didn't start for me today. So Ahmad coming in off the bench as opposed to being a starter, and he looked good when he came on. He looked good, so I'm still not actually unhappy. I know he was dropped for this particular match, and I suspect that was tactical. I'm not actually over worried on the choice to buy Ahmad. I think in the longer term, that's going to prove a good decision. He, again, looked really, really dangerous. Now, I wasn't watching the game live. I was about her live thing, so I was watching actually the Liverpool match as Salah ripped me to shreds. So I was gaining points, but each point I was gaining was dropping me back thousands for those that had captained him. We'll talk more about that in a second. But yeah. Moving swiftly onwards, my brain's not long off the live stream now, and so it's I've had goal rush supreme, because there was so many goals. Oh god, I couldn't keep up at one point, and it was great that they were just screen and flash up goal. Boom. Yeah, unfortunately, not too many of them from me. Gavardio, so at least I made a good decision there. I'll later come off the bench anyways, given everything that had happened. But at least I got a clean sheet there. I guess it's kind of a differential in a way, because I think his ownership's been dropping. He's left my team now for game week 15. We'll talk more about that when I do my full review. and game week 15 plans. But yeah, good to get some final points out of him. He could come back into contention for me at a later stage. City looks a bit better this morning, but I thought they would do Forest by 2 or 3-0 anyway. So no great surprises there. But yet again, nothing from Haaland other than an assist. Yeah, it's really very interesting that well, he got an assist, I suppose. It's something, and a few will have captained him. A few will have still captained Haaland, and not a bad captaincy choice in my opinion. If you actually still had him in your team. Where do we go from there? Oh, we'll talk about Salah. I suppose I have to. Yeah, it was a 50-50 decision, but I should have gone with the real form player and the double holes. But I thought Newcastle would give Liverpool a game, and they did. Unfortunately, it was a very high-scoring game, and Salah hauled big time. So he's 15 at the moment. He'll have 3 bonus to come, 36 points. That would have been transformational in my game week. 51. Add another 18 onto that. I still got João Pedro to come tomorrow. Game-changing stuff. So of course I'd have lose a few points from Parma's goal as well. But you know what I mean. It's huge. Anyone that captained him, congratulations. Great choice. Salah is now the always captain Haaland. But always captain Salah. He's phenomenal. He's literally phenomenal. Yeah, Everton next week. I know Everton did okay today, but that's against Brentford. I could see him. Yeah. I think everyone's going to be captaining Salah next week. I know I will be. I don't care who anyone else is playing. You just have to put your armband on him and wait for the goals. Palmer, largely disappointing. So I wasn't watching the game live. The little bits I flicked to, he seemed to be out very, very wide. The game went almost exactly as I expected it would go, with basically a Southampton hammering. Unfortunately, Palmer was only involved in 1 goal, which was a tap in, which I think my 92-year-old mother could have put away. It's one to look at. Is 1 a haul in 5? If that's where it's going, good enough from Palmer. It's something. I know we've got this 3 premium mix. We know he will at times hurt you. But are there other things to look at, maybe in some more consistency? I love Palmer. I'm certainly not going to drop out of my team, certainly in the short term. I've sort of set this strategy out now, and that's probably going to take me through to about game week 20. But if he really does fall off the rails, I mean, there's only so long you can have patience, and I have built my strategy in a way so that, right, you're not doing it. I may bring you back in, but not time to move on. Let's get someone in there that is actually getting those regular returns, as opposed to anomaly hauls every 4 or 5 game weeks. So getting that nice consistency across my numbers. Saka, now I don't really know whether I wanted Saka to score or not. I don't think it's highly owned as Salah and Palmer. There will have been a few captain him, and they're obviously going to be really, really gutted. And again, wasn't. I don't think against United would have necessarily a bad choice to captain Saka. I'm not sure I'll ever know whether his points would have hurt me too badly or not. But just the 3 points from him. That corner, that was the second one when it was. I saw it briefly on Goal Rush when it flashed over. That's just a lethal delivery. How do you defend against that? Yeah, and add Rice with the other ones from the other side. Corner kings. Wish Gabriel had been on that pitch. I suspect he'd have been up there instead of Timber, but it's what might have been. Bruno, listen, I didn't really expect too much in this match. It just take me 2 points. He's a long-term pick. Better fit. I mean, it's 1 or 2 difficult fixtures coming up, but it's a difficult fixture. I think there's still a chance for them there. So we'll just see how that ticks along. Hopefully, he can get something in the next fixture or 2. Didn't expect too much today, to be honest with you, on that one. The big disappointment, of course, another one is Jackson didn't even make the pitch. I don't think he came on at all, did he? Yeah, so I don't know whether it's a mistake or not. I suppose it is, really. Yeah, you've got to call it as it was. It was a mistake to bring him in. My only saving grace there is that person that effectively came in for Wizard didn't get anything. So strategically, for the longer term, it's worked out fine. I had been working out ways. The thing that's always going to play on my mind is I had been trying to work on ideas as to how I could get to Watkins. Isak had been in my very, very much in contention. But obviously with the potential injury or whatever, he fell out of contention, and that would have worked out very, very well. And then we'd obviously had the Isak in for this next really nice fixture. I think it's Leicester. It's Leicester or Southampton. I haven't got that off the top of my head. Cunha, nothing today. Now again, his averages are good, and my numbers still don't look too bad going forward. Just starting to feel a little bit of an over-reliance on your Salah Pamasakra things, and it might start to skew with my spreadsheet, which I'll obviously do when I do my plans going forward, the next match. But the fixtures are good, and I think this is where just patience, a little patience is needed for him to hopefully get back on track. Strand Larsen didn't call. And of course, the thing here is, I'm talking about, this is a bit that I talked about, at the moment, I'm on a drop, and it looks like it could still be if João Pedro could get a goal or two tomorrow, I'm still going to be in around that 70 mark, I think. But it's good. I think I said it's possible, to have a 60, 70 point week and still get a red arrow. Because these players are now highly owned, and it's what I'm talking about going forward, is where we're going to find our differentials. So I could have quite a decent scoring week in the end. It means quite often, 60, 65 is a good score. Could even make 70, still have achieved 70 from worse positions than this. But it doesn't get you the rank rises, and indeed can get you a drop if you get your captaincy pick wrong, which I quite clearly have this week. Anyway. We'll see. We'll see how that pans out tomorrow. Bugger all on the bench. We'll just bring that up quickly. So luckily did choose Henderson over Fabianski. Ahmed's come on, just the 1 pointer there. I'll get a 0 from Ait Nouri when he comes in. He probably will get moved on soon, I think, Ait Nouri. I want the money. I've got a tiny bit of money in the bank. I can squeeze 0.7, 0.8 out of Ait Nouri by going for a Greaves or something like that. Hall, again, I thought looked reasonably dangerous. So he's just not getting the returns at the moment. So we'll be keeping him. But I want to try and squeeze a 0.7, 0.8 million somewhere. Just for my next move, which is going to be a defensive move, which I think at this stage may be to go towards Timber, I think, or Gomez. Timber or Gomez is going to be my next move. I have bought Van Dijk already. I needed to be a price rise, price drop, and it looks like they've all come through unscathed. So, whew. Again, building, making sure at least the players I bring in are, not 90-minute starters, or certainly 70, 80 minutes over this busy Christmas schedule with the games coming thick and fast. I'll just go to the live hub briefly. It tells the more accurate story of where I'm at. Yeah, so that's showing 55. This tends to be pretty accurate with bonus points and substitutes and everything taken care of. So, minus 41. In all honesty, that probably could have been much worse. Salah hit the post as well, didn't he? Yeah, I mean, every point. The drop comes from the wrong captaincy. That would be probably a small rise, I suspect, if I'd put the armband on Salah. But I didn't. And thus is life. It's not something I'm going to overly worry about. It would have been lovely to have stayed in that. I was at 155 down to 196. Don't think I'm going to survive in the top 200k. I've only got João Pedro to come. Reasonably highly owned, I think about 30%, and those will be owners that are in the top echelon. So, I do want to hopefully he'll get a haul for me. I think it'll help me in my mini leagues. I'm number one in most, if not all of them. But the ones that obviously will worry me tomorrow, there will be people that will have Son, people that have Madison. There's definitely going to have some that will have Pedro Porro. That's in the Tottenham size. There could be a few people will have some Semenyo, I would imagine, still. I like Semenyo myself, and he could end up coming back into my team sometime in the next couple of weeks. Those Bournemouth fixtures are good. Kirkers is good as well. If you need a good 4.4 million defender, I like the Bournemouth fixtures coming up. That's a story for another day. But yeah, Spurs could hurt me tomorrow. But equally, there's probably one or two players in that Bournemouth team could hurt me as well. If I can hang on in the top 250k after tomorrow's matches, honestly, I'll be really, really happy. I will be really, really happy. That's kind of it. Now, I'm going to be away quite a bit over this weekend again. I will be watching tomorrow's matches. I've got my spreadsheet ready. So there will be probably a very, very quick update on how the game week went at the end of the matches tomorrow. And I'll do my predictions, etc. And fingers crossed I haven't collapsed down to 400,000 or 500,000 or something. I don't think that will happen because of the high ownership of a lot of these players that have already played. And but it's going to be what it'll be what it will be. So listen, on that note, folks, I hope you've gone better than me. Congratulations to you Salah captainers. I am so jealous. Hopefully we'll get things back on track next week, but you guys will have been jumping up that table today. That captaincy pick is critical at the moment, isn't it? It really, really is. Right, folks, we'll chat tomorrow. Cameron, thanks for joining me on the live stream. Really, really enjoyed it, mate. It was great chatting and watching the games and bouncing thoughts and ideas and plans around. Thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it, mate. The rest of you, go well. Coming into the weekend here in New Zealand. So yeah, I'll do a quick update after the matches tomorrow. We'll go through the spreadsheet. I've got the fixture ticker up to date, so we can really sort of see a nice clear pathway forward and what's happening and what I plan to do. In the meantime, have fun, play your own game, not my game, pick a better captain, and don't panic. Am I panicking? Not yet. Maybe a little bit. Take care. Bye-bye.